Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to show you some potatoes that I've got in the house that I've had stored since the warmer months of the year, and it is now Christmas Eve 2025, and I've still got all of these potatoes that I've got stored in the house that I'm still feeding with. And these are, like I say, stored potatoes from the warmer months of the year. And if you just look at this potato right here, you'll see that there is little shoots and little growth coming on them that just need flicked off there. So you can just flick them off, and those potatoes are going to feed us on Christmas Day, and have been feeding us since the warmer months of the year. And all this stuff you're told about potatoes is not true. They say that you can't store early potatoes or second early potatoes, and you can't store them in the manner that you see right here, but you can do it. And all of the stuff that's told you about potatoes is false. And you gotta remember that when people discovered potatoes, they went to South America, and they went to the Central and South American regions of the world, and they brought potatoes back to the UK on boats and on ships, and they took months to bring them back. So how did they get the potatoes from South America back to the UK when they were still good to grow and still to do things with? Because they did manage it somehow, because how would they have known about potatoes otherwise? So they went to South America, brought potatoes back, they brought them back on boats, and then they planted them into the ground, and they said to themselves, wow, what are these great things known as potatoes? So if they can do that then, why can't we do it now? And like I say, these are just some potatoes that are lifted in late summer and into early autumn, and it is Christmas Eve and they're still feeding us, you know. There's that tray down there, which I'll just move out of the light so you can see, but there's a nice tray of potatoes there, and there's another one over here, albeit a little bit small now, but it is Christmas Eve and we've ate the larger ones. But even now, unwashed potatoes still feeding with on Christmas Eve. And I'm just going to flick that little bit of growth off there and that little bit of growth off there, but the potatoes are still fine in the house, in a place where they're not in direct sunlight, in my cool kitchen with its tiled floor, and we don't put the heating on in this room, so it is a fairly cold room, and it is great for storing the potatoes in. And this is just what's left of the potatoes. I've ate the largest ones, and what we're left with is some nice ones that are good for boiling up if you want to make a little bit of salad or Sunday dinner and you want to have a little bit of boiled potatoes. I'm just going to flick those bits of growth off right there, so they just keep going. So I've got some more nice potatoes to use up right there, but they're good for soup, you know, these little ones. And there's another tray of them down there as well. And you can store potatoes and you can get them to go right up until Christmas Eve and beyond, as you can see right here. And you can tell these are potatoes that I've grown from my